Hey guys, what is up? It's me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 6, as well as, I guess, The Flash Season 7, as well as the rest of DC TV. That was a mouthful. So, yeah, we're in the midst of a real-life crisis at the moment, like, right now. I mean, if you really think about it, like, the Anti-Monitor showing up at the end of last year was really the least of our worries. But the ongoing pandemic that sweeps around the world is, of course, causing issues for everyone in their everyday lives, or at least affecting a family member or friend or something like that, whether that be health-wise or financially. But one of the major issues caused by the pandemic on both an economic basis as well as just for a lot of people in regards to how we spend our free time, our leisurely time, is of course the shutting down of all TV and film productions around the world. On the film side of things, it isn't too bad as they can just stop and resume when needed, and probably still meet their release date for the majority of productions. Sure, some will move back, but for the most of them, they're ahead of time at least, so they can still meet them. But on the TV side of things, though, it is quite an issue as it is impacting the seasons for a lot of shows in the middle of production and for some right at the end with only like a week or so to go with filming. Now, the DC TV stuff was some of the first to actually shut down production. I think they were probably the second or third bunch of major productions to shut down. So it seems like Warner Brothers jumped on it fairly quickly. Even though it is surprising seeing that, and I'm sure most of you would know this, but Supergirl really only had like 1 day of major filming left, with about 2 to 3 days, or 2 or 3 days, might I say, left with like, you know, to like properly finish their entire season. Like they would have been done, wrapped, finished after that like 2 or 3 day period. But after the shutting down of production, we were wondering when we would get, you know, word on when they would be heading back to film, and officially this is yet to happen. But as I'm sure most of you or some of you would know by now, episodes are being delayed more now as well. Episode 16, The Flash, for example, was set for release on March 31st, and then it was delayed until April the 7th, and now it has been delayed, delayed even further without even a return date. There's actually no date for episode 16 airing when, originally we were meant to be getting it just under a week from now. But there is some chatter and just talk as to when various film and TV could possibly go back to production, and due to this, we could actually see The Flash get a full 22 episode season for season 6, as well as the other DC TV shows left to film episodes wrap up as well. But yeah, let's get into all of that. And of course, I do want to hear your guys' opinions in the comment section down below. I'm interested to see what you guys will hear, what everyone has to say about this, because it is a relevant topic and stuff like that. But of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and everything like that, want to show your support on the channel, especially during this time, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to do that. But what is being said, and from what it seems, and it seems very likely, this is coming from employees of certain productions and, shows who have poked and prodded their employers about what is going on. So this could be Warner Brothers, it could be Universal, it could be Disney. We're not too sure because I guess they want to stay anonymous. So this, so it could be like camera operators, assistants on sets, various things like that. But the aim for all of these productions apparently is to only be down for 4 weeks or so roughly a month, with the maximum amount of time with all of these productions, and in this case mainly the TV side, being a 6-week halt. Now the main thing or important thing that needs to be pointed out with all of this, even though it might seem a bit crazy to think it's been this long since things escalated in society and productions did shut down, but it has already been 2 weeks, since they started shutting down. Like some only shut down like a week and a half ago, but for example, the Arrowverse and DC TV stuff, I think from today, shut down 2 weeks ago. So based off this and trying to meet that 4-week hiatus, are we expecting them to go back and, be back up and running in 2 weeks? Well, honestly and literally no. Based off that, and that mainly comes down to the fact that based off productions based outside of America, there would still need to be that 2-week self-isolation, rule enforced. So they would need to leave, now to meet that. Like leave America, go to Canada and do all that. And as we should all know, international travel is banned either into or out of a lot of countries. And for the DC TV show specifically, I'm 99% sure Canada falls into both of those. So there would need to be that, that wait until all of that is lifted. So although this is apparently being told to the employees that are pushing for answers to their questions, it is heavily reliant on, other people's decisions that aren't a part of the entertainment industry. Now, another point that has been brought up, and this would combat the last thing I talked about, which was the issue of getting into Canada to film, and that is potentially moving locations to somewhere else in the United States to wrap the season if the filming is allowed to start soon. So say this week or something, or a week from now, they go, filming can start in America. Go to Hollywood, go to Atlanta, you can start filming, but just in America. And while that is a logical solution theoretically, unfortunately there is a ton of legal hoops that they would need to, that would need to be jumped and leaped through in order to make all of that work, as well as a lot of money being paid out to various entities, whether it be employees or just various things like that. If Canada were to allow people to go back to work in their own country, but not allow the actors for the shows back in, or at least international actors, so people that have to fly from America, for example, into Canada and not let them in, then there would be, I guess, some legal foundation to stand on, which would allow them to jump through those legal hoops and not have to pay out any money, but then also film in America. So that would be like a way they could get out of it. But the whole reason that they film in Vancouver and other cities outside of California mainly is due to it being cheaper. So while a lot of people have brought that up, and I can understand the logic, it makes sense on first thought, unfortunately there are other forces at hand or at work going against all of that. But just to be in a light mood, I guess, towards the end of the video, let's go over some ultra positive realities with all of this. Let's just say everything goes Warner Brothers and DC TV's way in all of this, and they are able to return to filming, and let's just say the next 4 or 5 weeks or so. What does that mean for The Flash and the other Arrowverse shows that are still to wrap filming for this season? Well, it obviously means that they would be able to finish off their current seasons. Batwoman as a show would probably need an extra week and a half, as they are about an episode and a half or so behind filming compared to The Flash. And as I said, Supergirl was only 2 or so days away from wrapping their season. So Flash itself as a show would need about 3 or so weeks. I think in a perfect world they'd have about a month to go, but just because of the schedule in hand and what's going on, I'd say they'd probably try to aim for 3 and a bit weeks to wrap their remaining 2 episodes. So due to this, we would see Flash air its episodes and finish their season on episode 22, their designated finale, as per scheduled, sometime in mid-June most likely. This will be following a similar end of season timing of Supergirl season 3, which was heavily delayed due to production issues revolving around a shake-up in creatives and pretty much having to rewrite the whole back half of that season, which does seem like spilled milk compared to what is going on here. Now, finishing the season in late April to May, and then finishing the season in regards to it airing on TV in June would line up with them having this break at the moment. Whenever the episode does come back or episodes start airing again, it would line up with that, and the episodes would flow on fairly organically until that mid-June end. If the episodes do film, we might have another week or 2 break at some point, but at least we'd have episodes and the season would finish normally. Now, one of the big questions around not just The Flash, but a lot of different things, is the impact on next season. Now, that is a big question. Supergirl itself, I was going to do a video specifically on this, but there's no real point. Supergirl as a show is pretty much screwed for next season. If the shows do get to, say, go back to filming normally in July or August, if they can start filming then. Supergirl would have to wait until October to start filming again, so Supergirl as a show next season probably wouldn't start till late January, early February. But it just matters that if the actors are allowed breaks. Obviously the actors are getting a break now. They're going to have about a month break right now, just out of the blue when they weren't meant to have one. So it's not like they would be forced to give actors a break because they already had one during this whole pandemic stage at the moment. So it shouldn't have too much of an impact in regards to, say, actors' demands or just giving them a break. It's more about if they can actually go back and film. That's the big thing. But if they can go back and finish this season, I don't know why there'd be something withstanding them going back to film the next season as well, unless things escalated again after they potentially could have gone down. So the whole thing, whether it's filming this season or even going into next season, is a whole watch this space situation. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if there's going to be another outbreak of something, an evolution, some 2.0 or something of what's going on. You don't know. It's pretty much a watch this space. But all we can do is hold out hope. The difficulty is the whole international thing. That's really what makes this difficult. I think if this was all filmed in America, I think it'd be easier to be more positive that they'd be able to finish it. But due to the whole international stuff going on, and the fact that pretty much all of the cast is American, it makes it pretty difficult to see them to be positive. That's probably the best way for it to just see it in a positive light that they'll actually be able to finish. But I'm holding out hope. This is a way that they can do it. As I said, it's being said by the actual employees that this is the answer they're getting at least. So we can try and base it off that. And hopefully it all goes the best. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I guess it's sort of hard to enjoy a video like this because it's not really talking about anything overly positive, because most of it was sort of down and a bit of a bummer. But, I'm having a positive outlook on this. Am I looking forward to them possibly going back and finishing the season, us getting the season that we were meant to get? Yes, I'm hoping we get that. I'm looking forward to the episodes if that doesn't happen. If that does happen, and look, we'll just have, as I said, the whole thing. The best way to describe the situation is to watch this space thing, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to be uplifted, what people are going to be allowed to do in the next couple of weeks. Or the next month and a half or something like that. So have to wait and see. But yeah, leave all your various opinions in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the comments, new to the comment section, if you're new to the comment section, let me know. But if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.